Hello, welcome. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, it's my birthday. It also, coincidentally, is the 10-year anniversary of when I turned 21. I'm a little bit of like a birthday milker, but like mostly in my head, I just get excited for my own little special birthday season. I've been saving my Forever Mood caked up candle. Today's my first time lighting it. Really exciting. It smells like cake. I like it. Last year, I had made myself off camera just like a little birthday palette that I was really happy with and excited to use, and I wanted to do the same thing this year and share it with you. I'm really into like purples and pinks and like colors that are right between purple and pink. So I wanted to run with that as my inspiration, but I also didn't want to make it like a literal purple and pink palette like you'd see BH Cosmetics or ColourPop coming out with all the time. I wanted to like make sure it was special and full of shades that I'm really excited to use for my own little personal special season. So I did film the decision-making process of me putting together this palette, and the files got corrupted. It's fine, I'm fine. So today I'm going to reassemble the palette with you, and we'll talk about the shadows and why I included them. I'm really excited about them. I'm really excited about the palette. I also will do this look on camera later in the video after we do my whole little hand palette portion. So let's just get right into that. That's a lot of cheetah print. I'm just gonna go through, put my shadows in my palette, and swatch them as we go. I don't think I mentioned in the intro that I do have some other palettes that I'm excited about that are kind of making up a little birthday eyeshadow wardrobe, if you will, and I'll show you those palettes at the end. So I wanted this one that I made yesterday to be like cohesive and like the birthday palette of my dreams, but also I knew I was covered for like enough variety of neutral mattes and stuff like that in my supplemental palettes. First we have UV. This is like a purple iridescent inner corner shade from Cliona, and I love having a nice variety of inner corner shades. This one's perfect for the purple influence in this palette. Next is Phoenix from Terra Moons, also one of my favorite inner corner shades. This one's very blingy, very orange. I do have a little bit of orange in this palette, but I feel like I like having this option as just like an inner corner pop, like something unexpected. It doesn't necessarily have to like match the rest of the look. I just like it. I forgot to put the first one in there. My next inner corner option is Soleil's from Divina. This was in their Phantom Orbs collection, which they gifted to me earlier this month, and I have been loving using it as like the perfect glowy bright inner corner. You'll see it in action a little later in this video. It also works nicely all over the lid, and I've done that too for like a work look, but like day to day, I love it for my inner corner. The next shadow is Valuable. This is from the Shine by SD Treasure palette, which I should have posted a video about yesterday. This one I have next to the inner corner shades, and I could use it as an inner corner, but I am excited to use it as like a glittery topper to make looks like a little bit extra boom boom. And then last in this column is Adept ACD5. It's not available right now. I hope they'll bring it back eventually because it's like one of my favorite colors ever. It's just so sparkly and wet looking. It's the perfect like easy to wear shadow with also like maximum impact. Next is Adornment from Cliona. This was one of the expansion shades that I picked out and I did a whole eye swatching video with. I love it. I feel like after I made that Cliona palette, I kind of forgot about grabbing for it. I didn't have it in like the right location, so I feel like I haven't used the shadow as much as I would have liked to, but I hope now with it in my birthday palette, it'll get some more attention because it's so glorious. Next is a depotted shadow from Tarte. This was from the Unleashed palette. I really could have included any transition shade here, but I've just been reaching for this one and really enjoying it, so I wanted to have it in here. The next shadow is the Cosmos from Terra Moons. I feel like I couldn't have a Super Me palette without this shadow in here. It's just so beautiful. I recently just got Stellar Apotheosis also, and I really like that one, but I didn't think it would meld with the colors as well as the Cosmos does. Yeah, I like it in here. It's like the perfect amount of like blue, but not so blue, you know? Next is Once Upon a Time from Luxie. This is part of their Fairy Tales collection, and I really love this shadow. It's such a pretty, like, saturated lavender. Super sparkly, and I think it's kind of like the most literal lavender that I have in this palette. Next is another matte. This is Jellyfish from Menagerie. I've really been enjoying recently a pretty saturated matte on my lower lash line, and I think that's how I'm going to get the most use out of this one. The next shadow is from Luxie. This is Forever. It's like a really pretty light to mid-toned pink. Love it. Next is Gourd a Mercy from Luxie. This was in their recent Halloween collection that I just did an eye swatching video of last week, and it was my favorite shadow from there, and I was excited about it, so I wanted to include it. This next one is also from the Divina Phantom Orbs collection. It's Nocturne Ash, and I'm obsessed with this. I love it. This is like probably the quintessential shadow in this palette. It's like the most gorgeous shade of pinky purple, but it has this like super interesting bluish greenish to it that I don't know if you could see here, but I recommend my eye swatching video from this collection if you haven't checked that out. And also, this will be in use later in the video. So beautiful. This angle and lighting isn't doing it justice. Next is another shadow from the Phantom Orbs collection. This is Midnight Nova, and I love this. In my eye right now, it looks green, yellow, and that perfect shade of like pinky purple. I love it. I just did a whole Instagram post about this morning. Again, not doing it justice here, but it's amazing. Next is Flirtatious from Shine by SD. This is pretty new to my collection. I just got this order in earlier this month, and I feel like this is a deeper version of that tone that I'm really going for right now. And I just wanted to add like a little bit more depth because you can tell that these shadows are all pretty light to medium. I don't need my shadows to go super deep, but I really like the shadow. I think it's really easy to work with, and I think it just pairs nicely with any of these. Next is Fuzzy Flamingo from the Luxie Happy Hour collection. This is just a shade that I'm really excited about. It's so pretty. I wasn't sure at first about including this because it is like a little bit more off theme since it's like a little bit more peachy and orange. But I think I have enough like pink and purple in the palette to balance it out. It doesn't take over, and I just wanted to include shadows that I'm excited about, and I'm really excited about this. The next shadow is also from that Shine by SD order. This is Mountain Magic. It was the Duality collab with M Jones 5018 and Bizarra Volta on Instagram, and I held off a really long time on buying these shadows, and I don't know why I did, because now that I have them in person, I love it. I don't know also if this one translates as well in a swatch, but like on my eyes, it looks like almost holographic in person. I really like it. When I bought it, they said it was going to be their last release of this, but I just got an email yesterday about another pre-order, so that's interesting. I am considering buying more shadows from the line just because of like the success from this one and another one that I'll mention in a moment, but I'm not sure. I really like it. This one is Sincerely from ColourPop. I really like the color of this, and it's just a really easy to work with matte. Like, it works well for like building up and having high impact, but it's also very blendable. I like it. It feels a little rough in the pan. I wonder if it's getting old, but I think it still performs exactly how I want it to, and I really like it. Here's my other duality shadow from Shine by SD. This one is Queen of Chaos. It's like a little bit more purpley than Mountain Magic, but it just fits the theme so well. And that actually swatches better than Mountain Magic did, but they both look absolutely breathtaking on the eyes. I also recently got shadows from Terra Moons after taking a year-long hiatus. This is Flare Star. I talked about this in my video in like June, where I talked about skipping the launch when this was launched, and I just find myself constantly thinking about it. I was looking at the Shine by SD shades that are similar to this one in a Stellar Apotheosis, and I was like, I just need to go ahead and get it. I knew I wanted it, and I'm really happy I got it. This swatch also, I don't know why this isn't swatching that well in this moment, but it's like really hot pink flipping to like an orangey gold. Really pretty, really special. This next one is also a new one from Terra Moons, and it's also a little bit off theme, but just like with Fuzzy Flamingo, I feel like I have enough of the pink and purple in here that we can go a little bit off theme now, and this row definitely goes a little bit off theme. I've only used this once, and it was with another shadow, and I'm so excited to give it its own full moment. It's just so yellow and orange and green at the same time. It's breathtaking. I'm so excited about that. Next is one of my favorite shades from Menagerie. This is Animal Kingdom, and I love it. I also could have done Angel Wings in this spot, but I didn't pull out Angel Wings, and then when I went looking for it, I didn't see it. I know it's somewhere, but this shadow is also one of my favorite shadows, and it does the same kind of job as being like a really pretty, really shiny neutral, and I like it a lot. Another new Clionadh expansion shade that I feel like I haven't used as much as I'd like to is Emblem. This one is like the green with like pinky flip to it. It's so beautiful and interesting, and I was excited about it, so I wanted it in here, and I think it just adds like a little bit of a different element, and I like that. Like, these are the kind of shadows that make this not such like a literal pink and purple palette, which is what I was specifically avoiding. I also wanted to stick to these smaller pan sizes because it just makes the palette like fit so much better, but I couldn't resist Party Monster from Give Me Glow. Like, I am a party monster because I'm the birthday girl. I love this shade. It's one of those what color even is it shadows. It's kind of like a maroony browny base with like this cool green shimmer to it. I really love it. After I first constructed this palette yesterday, this is the shadow that I went with. I'll post my little clip here. I already posted it on my Instagram yesterday, but I'll put it here too, where I have this all over my lid. I think I had the Tarte Transition as my transition, and then I used this Periwinkle Blue from one of the companion palettes we'll talk about in a moment on my lower lash line, and I really liked it. The last shadow is Cygnus from Divina. This is like a really pretty medium pink with a big bronze flip to it, and I thought in this palette it would work well because like I could do it on its own if I wanted to, but it would also work to deepen up these shadows, and I thought it like tied everything together really, really well. So this is my completed birthday palette, and these are all of my beautiful arm swatches of it. I love it. I'm so happy with how it came out. It's like exactly what I wanted it to be. Super shimmery, exactly my color story. Love it. Now to quickly touch on the companion eyeshadows. I grabbed out Lucid from Urban Decay. This is one of their single shadows, and I just really love this as an inner corner. And I feel like having the purple, the orange, the pink, and this teal is like the perfect inner corner capsule, and I love it. I also have the Urban Decay Robin Eisenberg Naked Palette. I've really been enjoying using this, but I haven't used the shimmers so much. I think I used 2 of these bluish ones, but other than that, I haven't used the shimmers. I've really been enjoying the mattes, mostly this Periwinkle one. I was nervous it was going to be like really kind of sheer and blending away, but these mattes are really nice quality, and I think this works to blend, but it also works to build up, kind of like how this ColourPop one I mentioned does. It's also the reason why I didn't include Menagerie Cetacean in this palette, which is one of my favorite shadows, but that's like it's really similar to this shadow, just like a little bit more of a true blue, but I feel like I didn't need both. But yeah, I've been grabbing for like these three mattes a lot also. I'm gonna make some kind of video about it eventually, but I know it's not like a hot topic anymore. When I was in Ulta buying that, I also bought this Kylie Cosmetics Mauve palette. It just spoke to me, and I had a 20% off coupon, and I really liked it. I've also been enjoying my Kylie Matte palette that I got earlier this year, and this is kind of like a more compact version with a couple of really pretty looking shimmers. This has also been a palette that I've been reaching for all like the neutral building blocks I need in a look, and it's the reason why I didn't need that many extra matte neutrals when I was building this bad boy. And then this one, I wasn't necessarily planning on keeping it as a companion, but the Menagerie Flight Club has been a palette I've been reaching for a lot. I feel like especially with the Divina Phantom Orb shadows, as I've been using them for the past couple weeks, I've been reaching for one of these mattes for my lower lash line almost every time. And then when I was constructing this yesterday, I first popped out a Little Baddie and Flighty and Megabat, and then I was like, why don't I just include this? Because I also want like the option of winging it. I also want Nocturnal and Squeak. I just really like the tones in here, and I think it perfectly goes with my birthday vibe that I was working on. So yeah, these are the swatches. One more time from my palette. Obsessed. These are the Supplemental eyeshadows, and this is my little capsule for my birthday that I'm really excited about. So we're gonna switch back over to my face, and I'm going to apply my eye look with you. Okay, I have my Anastasia eye primer on, and I think I'm going to try to mostly just stick with the single shadow palette instead of also going in the like supplemental palettes also. And my brushes are super dirty. I mentioned in the Shine by SD Treasure palette video, which I hope went up yesterday, which is today, that I hurt my finger a couple weeks ago. So I haven't wanted to like get my hand like fully submerged, so I haven't washed my makeup brushes. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. But I do have like excess powder wiped off of them. I'm gonna start with this Lucy shadow, Forever. And since I think I'm going to be cleaning my brushes like really soon after this, I'm going to use my transition brush and just go into this ColourPop matte called Sincerely. I really like the color on this one, and it just like blends so nicely. Like it's like enough pigment without being harsh. Normally I just use my fingers for lid shimmers, but I want to do something kind of precise, so I'm going to try this out with a brush. I'm going to go in with Flirtatious from Shine by SD and do kind of like a halo thing on top of that ColourPop matte. Oh, that looks nice. Cute. I feel like I could go so many different directions for the center of my lid, but I think I want to do Nocturne Ash, just because it's so incredibly gorgeous, and I feel like the tone of it will go really nicely. Ooh, it's so pretty. That looks nice. Yeah, I think that's just about it for the lid. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face makeup and everything off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, for my lower lash line, I want to go back into the matte Sincerely and do the same kind of halo thing with it. I could keep going with Nocturne Ash, but I feel like I just want to switch it up, and I'm gonna use Mountain Magic from Shine by SD and just kind of like smother the lower lash line with it. I feel like Shine by SD shadows really pick up nicely with a brush. Nice. And then I'm just gonna finish off with Divina Soleils on my inner corner. I love that like this shadow I can kind of sheer out, or I can just go in heavy like I am right now. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna put on the finishing touches and be right back. And this is my finished little birthday palette look. I really like it. I can't believe how well Nocturne Ash and Flirtatious go together. I'm obsessed. And like all the slight variations of pinky and purple, but like within the same tone. Really into it. Okay, I added little hair clips. That's gonna be everything for today. I just wanted to say, as I reflect on my past year, I'm so grateful for anyone who clicks on my videos, watches my videos, subscribes, likes, anything like that. I've been so passionate about makeup for such a long time. I've been wanting to make videos for such a long time and feeling like they wouldn't be good enough, or like it would be embarrassing to people that don't get it. But I'm so happy that I'm doing it. And I'm so happy that I've been able to connect with people that share the same passion. So if you are watching this right now, thank you. I appreciate you. And that's what I wanted to say. So I hope you're having a great October 23rd. I hope I'm having a great October 23rd. And I'll see you really soon. Bye.